difference in what you said, right?
Well,
You realize?
Uh, Wording is not the same as you used.
Okay,
Yes.
so can you try and say what I said? I will say that again.
Okay.
So in 2.13, Krishna says soul transmigrates from one body to another.
Mm-hmm.
In 2.14, he says matra sparshas tu kaunteya. So soul is always in that same nature.
Yeah.
Body is a dead matter.
Mm-hmm.
This is our understanding. So matra sparshas tu means that soul is only imagining it is going under distress and happiness.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. Why it is an imagination. There was a man named, I think, Tom or John, and I think the last name was Timothy. I'm not sure. He saved all his money. This is a real thing. The names may not be exactly the same, but I will look up for you. He saved all his money throughout his life to travel with his family along with a dog. So he, his wife, and little son and a dog. They wanted to travel through ship. They want to do cruise. They got the lowest of the tickets through all their savings because they were not doing very good. And that is way back in the early 1900s. And the ship which they were traveling was Titanic. This is where they wanted to travel. Okay. It so happened that when they were about to board the ship, you know, the dog had influenza and they had the ticket of the whole thing and they cannot go with the dog and they cannot leave the dog back. So the John or Tom, whoever he was, the main head of the family, was very angry, very upset, totally in distress because there was no chance of refund. All his money just went. So imagine you put all your money for travel and your money goes in that, the tickets are not refunded. How bad will you feel?
Mm.
Yeah. But when the ship sailed, and after a few days, the news came that the ship has sunk completely and everyone is dead. Especially the people who were in the lower class, they were dead first because they were below, under decks. So they died first. The one on top first class, they were saved. वो कुत्ते का दिया बत्ती किया था उसने बाद में. He was in happiness. So what is distress and what is happiness? You tell me. Isn't it just imagination?
Mm.
Are we not just imagining that we are in bad, we are distressed, all money is gone, relationships are lost, this happened, that happened, all bad things happen with me. But you never know why these are happening, right? Isn't that imagination?
Prabhu,
Okay.
just one thing.
Yeah.
Like you gave an example that we are watching a movie, and when we eat popcorns, so the popcorn is the only reality, and rest is virtual, right?
Well,
So
this is very vague example that the reason why we eat while we watch movies so that something is real because everything else we are imagining that
yeah,
we are inside that particular whatever happening on
so
the screen.
Prabhu,
Yeah.
when you say this is all imagination, could you tell us what is real here now? Like popcorns, what do we have real?
What do we
Because
have
it's all
real?
imagination. Yeah.
Ah, very good question. So your question is actually, so who are we? First, I'll come back to that. Who are we?
Soul.
Yeah, okay. So
Sachidanand soul.
what does the soul have? What does the soul have?
What does the soul have, Prabhu? In what sense? Like, are
What
we
does the
independent
soul,
individual?
yeah, what does the soul, or rather the question should be, what the soul can do?
Soul desires.
Very nice. Very nice. Soul can only desire. Yes. What other thing does soul have? What other thing the soul possess?
Um, the past karmas.
Okay, that is in the body, right?
Satchidananda, Ananda, Ananda.
Nature. That is the nature of the soul. What else does the soul have? There is something called as a Shakti, called Ichha Shakti, which
Oh,
is of course the
free will,
desire.
Prabhu.
But the
Free will we are
desire,
talking.
but the
Hmm.
desire which we are doing, the desire which you are doing, what is the intention of the desire? That is the Shakti. That is also there with it. So, for example, the desire is to have a lot of money. Okay. But what is the intention of having the money is also soul determines that. Does it make sense?
Yes, Prabhu. So
क्यों चाहिए
intention
पैसा? This
of the
only that
desire.
soul knows.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. So the desire and intention, it is something soul
And free
possesses.
will.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense, Prabhu. Desire, intention, and free will. Fine.
These
So
are the
that is something.
tangible aspects soul has.
Hmm.
ये popcorn
True.
तुम्हारे. Does it make
Right,
Prabhuji,
Prabhu.
sense? Yeah.
what is the difference
Very
between
true.
free will and
Thank you, Prabhu.
intention?
Okay. Free will and intention. Free will is that you have a choice to do
Okay,
what you want. Free will is the choice to do what you want. Intention is the reason behind doing anything. What is the purpose behind doing that? That is the intention.
but that is the desire. The desire is the reason
So,
for
for
doing something.
example, you love someone, okay, but why you love that person is the intention. Desire is to love someone. Why you love that person is the intention.
Desire is no, that is the free will, right? Whether you want to love someone or not. That
No,
is not desire.
desire is free will is the choice. Free will matlab whom do you want to love is your choice. Is the free will.
Hmm.
You can love a person. You can love Krishna. You can love some house. Yeah. You can love
Okay.
traveling. People say nowadays, I love traveling. Yeah, I
I
love
love
to be in the
that.
waters. Yeah. So that is a desire. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. To travel is a desire. So someone can desire something else. So that is the free will of choices. Correct? You have free will, but you do not have freedom because free will is restricted by time. You want to travel. I love traveling. But when you are 90 plus years old, you may not be able to travel the way you can travel now. Does it make sense? Yes.
Yep. But Prabhuji, going back to that question originally, I was asking about Maya. Then, if everything is imagined, all the
So
sukha dukkha,
the
yeah.
statement, everything is imagination, where is it coming from?
So all the sukha dukkha, is
Okay.
in imagination.
Okay. Sukha dukkha, which you are experiencing, happiness and distress,
Hmm.
that is matra sparshastu. That is imagination. Yes. Now tell me.
Yes. So any karma we do in life, what is for getting anything, whether a good result, a happiness, or if you don't get it, then you get pain or sorrow. It is all if
There are,
it is all imagination.
there are too many questions here. Okay. So let's go back to what your question is. Is it about karma? What do you
I'm,
want to do?
I'm saying, what is the point of doing anything? That is my end question.
Okay. So that will come later in chapter 2. So that means I don't want to do anything if
Because
everything
it
is
is all
imagination.
imagination. Yeah.
Yeah, if everything is
What is
imagination,
the
I don't
point
want
of
to do
it?
anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that will come later. Abhi, this is not the right time to answer this. It's a very good thought,
Prabhu,
But
that's chapter
reserve.
3.
No,
That's
no, no.
chapter
Chapter
3 all.
2. Chapter 2 only. Krishna will answer later in chapter 2. But park this thought. It's a very good thought. Park it. You'll get the answer. But this may not be the right time for that answer. You will not be able to accept the whole thing. Because
Okay.
there are more things to come before we reach that point.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah. I can even tell you the verse. It will be 2.47, it will come. But you can read it now if you like.
Mhm.
But we will read it at that time and try to understand and answer your question also.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
What you are saying is uh, not to do anything.
What is the point of doing anything?
Yeah.
Yes, if
Not to
it
do
is
anything.
imagination. Yes.
कुछ नहीं करने का मेरे को. जब सब कुछ imagine है, I don't want to work itself. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
It can be put in that unless there is obviously there is an answer.
No,
But
you are right. You are right.
yes.
The thought is perfectly all right. Yeah. But the answer, if I give you now, we will lose a lot of verses in the middle.
No, that's okay. Yeah, that's
So
fine.
we need to cover a lot of other aspects before we reach that point. But a very good point. You can make a note if you like. We will answer in 2.47.
Okay.
लेकिन हम लोग 2.18 से आगे बढ़ ही नहीं रहे. कितना सारा हमारा कितना सारा weeks हो गया है. Every time we come back, we are stuck in this loop of 10 verses. But it is good. But I want you to be convinced before we move on to the next verses. Are you convinced about 2.14?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yep.
Okay. So what is
I'm
2.15?
convinced. I don't know. I am convinced at least.
Okay. What is 2.15 then? Everyone okay to move to 2.15?
Yep.
Kalpesh okay?
Kind of.
Happy with 2.14?
नहीं मुझे वापस तक मुझे देखना पड़ेगा ठीक से.
Soul imagines. That is the point.
I'm still trying to digest.
Very good. Something to add here more so that you understand a bit better. Where do you think are the emotions?
In your mind,
Very nice. Very nice. Where is the intention?
Soul.
In the soul.
Heart,
Where is
Prabhu,
the
in your
emotion?
heart. In your heart. The
No, no.
intentions, emotions, Prabhu.
Where is the emotion?
What? Intention, Prabhu? Soul. You said no, Prabhu. You told
Where is the emotion?
heart.
Are you able to hear me?
yes, we can hear you now. Actually, what happens is when Abhijit switch on his mic, we get disturbance. So I've muted him for 10 seconds.
Okay. Where are the emotions? In the mind. Where is the intentions? Intentions are in the soul.
Soul. Right.
And how do we work? We work on what?
Free will. That is in soul.
No.
Oh, okay.
One moment. We don't work on free will. We work on determination.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes.
Give it a thought before you are progressing the next thing. Give it a thought. Do not shoot off from your words. Give it a deep thought. If you will not analyze, you will not be able to understand this. This is Sankhya Yoga, analysis. So you cannot conclude before you analyze. Determination. What is determination? कुछ करना है अगर तुमको कुछ भी करना है उसके लिए determination लगती है. What is determination? Determination is when your intentions are stronger than your emotions. Then you will be able to do something successfully. बात समझ में आ रही है क्या?
Yes, Prabhu. 100%.
Okay. So when you have your intentions which are stronger than the emotions and you can take over the emotions and keep steady with your intention, you continue working on your intention, then you are determined and you will be successful. There is a very nice quote by Warren Buffett. I'll share with you. He is very materially successful person. You know Warren Buffett, yeah? Everyone?
Hmm.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Everyone knows Warren Buffett?
Yeah. Rokra party hai wo.
Hmm. You know Warren Buffett? All of you except Kalpesh. Kalpesh knows it.
Yes.
Yeah. What Warren Buffett says, a very good quote which I came across. You will continue to suffer if you have an emotional reaction to everything that is said to you.
Hmm.
True power is sitting back and observing things with logic.
Yeah.
True power is restraint. If words control you, that means everyone else can control you. Breathe and allow things to pass. But he doesn't talk about intention. Krishna talks about intention. So this is all about mind. So in this world, people will always talk about mind because the level of thought is only up till that. Nobody goes up till the thought of the soul. So when you go to the level of soul, the intentions, the purpose, then things become more clear. Where are the things coming from? So the purpose, if it is kept, the intention, if it is kept high, if it is kept higher than anything else, then emotions will not disturb you. The problem is that our intention is weak. That is the reason we fall in the trap of emotions. Anger, lust, greed, these are all emotions. Depression is also emotion. Arjun is going through that same problem, depression. Why? Because he completely in under the influence of emotions, which is nothing but his mind. And how did these emotions come to him? By looking at all his relatives. Krishna is giving him the deepest knowledge to understand. So what is an intention? What is an intention? Intention is nothing but the way someone will act upon something, the base of which the way he intends to do anything. And that intention will describe your nature also, whether you are a Kshatriya, Brahman, Vaishya, or Shudra. So that will also determine your Varna. Dharma is the intention. I'll give you another example which will make it more clear. Marriage was considered to be a dharma, but it is no more a dharma. It is more a pleasure seeking potency of a person now. That is why you have so many marriages broken, because you want pleasure, not dharma. In olden days, marriage was done as a dharma, and to keep that relationship was their dharma. In today's times, and that is I'm talking about in India, because India is considered to be one of the dharma kshestras, the dharma kshetra, where religion is prevalent. Even the many of the old philosophers have written about India, that India is a place of dharma. So when dharma is prevalent, and then there is less problems in terms of issues raising from the emotions. Now, why is Arjun not getting emotional? And what is he not doing? He's not doing his dharma because of the emotions. What is his dharma? To fight. So his intention is getting weaker than the emotions. That's when the problems arise. So his mind is overtaking his intentions. For that, for this, Krishna has given us intelligence, buddhi. So we have to use the buddhi to keep our intention stronger than the emotions. That's why you need to identify these components. If you'll not be able to identify them, you will not be able to be convinced. You will not understand. Anger, greed, lust, all these things are emotions. They come from, they are persistent from, they reside in the mind. But the intentions are always from the soul. The desires are always from the soul. So the mind can, the emotions can influence your intentions. But what can help you to restrict the mind from influencing your intentions is the
Intelligence.
exactly intelligence, buddhi. So you understand these components now? Can you identify them? What's happening inside? Yeah. So when there are emotions, you should understand where they are coming from and how to. When you use your intelligence and are able to keep your intentions alive, you should know that yes, I'm using the intelligence now. You'll be able to differentiate between the mind and the intelligence. Okay. All right. So 2.14, soul imagines. 2.15. 2.15 is about the person who can tolerate. The person who can tolerate can reach moksha. What are the four purushartha?
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha.
Very nice. What is dharma?
Duty.
Yes. Where does this dharma come from?
Your varna.
Okay. So varna, how do you identify a varna?
That's difficult.
Very nice. It is difficult. Yes. How would you identify? You identify with your intentions.
Or is it via your instinct?
Intentions. Your intentions, your desires. You will know what kind of nature you have. What what kind of, and what dharma are we talking about? Are we talking about the dharma of the soul or the dharma of the body?
Dharma of the soul.
Ah, okay. What is dharma of the body then?
To serve the soul.
No, no. Dharma of the soul is to serve Krishna.
Yes.
But dharma of the body is to maintain this body, maintain the relatives, work, do all these things. That is called aparadharma.
Okay.
And the dharma for the soul is called paradharma. We have done that, right?
Paradharma. Yes.
Yes, good. So paradharma is the pure. परा को प्योर में डाल दो, अपरा को इम्प्योर में डाल दो, समझ में आ जाएगा तुमको. सो अपरा धर्म करने के लिए नेचर का होना जरूरी, वो नेचर से काम करोगे तुम. So that is the apara dharma. So what kind of work will you do? What kind of best action you can perform? That is the dharma. That is the nature of someone. Okay, correct? Based on that, you are in that varna. Right? Dharma. So from dharma, by doing the apara dharma, you will get artha. Artha matlab paisa, returns, money, सब जो भी मिलता है तुमको इस दुनिया में. That is the artha. By doing your dharma, by doing your duty, you'll get the artha. And by getting the artha, you will do kama because you will satisfy your desires. Yes? Correct? And then comes the moksha. So Krishna is talking about moksha, that who can hold this and understand the concept of tolerating happiness and distress can reach moksha. He is eligible for moksha. That's the eligibility. धर्म अर्थ काम मोक्ष वाला मोक्ष है ये. ओके, ठीक है, समझ में आई बात?
Yes.
Okay. So what is 2.16? So how is 2.15 in relation to the soul? Soul can get liberated if it can control its imagination. Yes? Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. And how can the soul control its imagination? By keeping the intention on top of the emotions, using the intelligence. Then it is eligible for liberation. थोड़ा डीप है, सोच के ध्यान से एनालाइज करके समझो इसको. समझ में आ रही है बात? यस कल्पेश?
थोड़ा बहुत
थोड़ा बहुत. Good. You can write also. If you're not able to get it, you can write, make your notes so that you can read later. Yeah, it will be helpful. This is a little deeper.
I'm making notes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can repeat and get it into my head.
So the soul is eligible for liberation if it can understand its imagining and control it using intelligence. All right. 2.16. Nasato vidyate bhavo. Soul does not change, but the body does. So the state of the soul is always the same. It doesn't change. All right. That is 2.16. What is 2.17? One word. One phrase. Sorry. Soul is indestructible. It cannot be destroyed. And it
Soul and
pervades the body. Body does not pervade it. Nothing can pervade it. You know what is pervasion? Yeah.
entry.
Sword enters a body, it can kill. So nothing can pervade inside the soul. No bullets. Nothing can go inside the soul. So it cannot be destroyed. That is 2.17. 2.18. 2.18 it says the body is destructible. See how clearly Krishna explains everything. एक एक बात पूरा clearly he explains. Analysis means breaking down everything. There is no assumption. In the 2.16, sorry, 2.17, he says soul cannot be destroyed. So do not assume that body can be destroyed. 2.18, he says body can be destroyed. So every verse is different and it has a different meaning. Okay. Said material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come an end. So understand the difference between the soul and this body. This body will be destroyed 100%. Yes. 2.19. We'll read this today. Okay, because we read 2.18 last time. Yes.
Mm.
Okay, please repeat after me. I'll share my screen.
Prabhuji, have we read 2.18? I don't think so.
We haven't. Okay, we'll read 2.18. All right. Antavanta ime deha
Antavanta ime
Antavanta
deha
ime deha
nityasyoktaha sharininaha
nityasyokta
nityasyukta sharirinaha
anashino aprameyasya
ana
anashino apramesyasya
Anashino Abrameyasya
tasmas dudhyasva bharata.
tasma
tasmadyudhyasva bharata.
Tasmat Udhyasva Bharata.
The material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharat. So, what is it telling him here? What is it telling? What is Krishna telling Arjun here?
so he's
That Prabhu, that the material body is perishable.
I think audio is a bit problem for Mataji. Yes, Kalpesh. Yes,
yeah. So what Krishna is trying to say to Arjun is that that the bodies, like you see, in front of your eyes, they are actually souls. So these souls are wearing this body, and one fine day that body is going to disappear. So no, don't get attached to these bodies. Just kill them.
is he saying don't get attached to the body in this verse?
Not exactly, but
So,
that's
what
how
is he saying in this
I would take it.
verse?
That the body is a material body.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's going to get destroyed one day or the other.
Okay, and what does he say?
And
And Prabhu, that's
A body is not that important once the soul left the body decomposed. So, hey Arjuna, you can fight because soul is the one important, not the body, because it going to vanish or you know it no longer exist.
So, what is the main thing what Krishna is telling Arjun in this verse, different from the other verses?
Is he saying fight means do your dharma? If you're a Kshatriya.
Exactly. So, this body will go, just do your dharma, perform your duty. So, if you see the previous
Prabhuji, where it
verses,
is saying? I
huh?
mean, I didn't see that like Krishna is saying, perform your duty.
Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharat. So, he's saying that you have to fight, and Arjun is a Kshatriya. So, fighting is his dharma. And what has happened in the end of chapter 1? He has given away his bow and arrow, left it aside, and he has said that I shall not fight, which means he has said that he is not going to do his dharma. So, in this verse, so this is a very important verse. 2.18 is the first time Krishna telling Arjun, fight, do your duty. Okay. So, he has explained from 2.11 till 2.17 constantly about the soul. And 2.18 he tells Arjun that the body is going to be destroyed. It's just a matter of time. Eventually it will be destroyed. Living entity is the soul. Therefore, fight. Let's do 2.19. Ya enam veti hantaram
ye enam vyakti hantaram
यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम्
yaschanya
यश्च मन्यते
manute
हतम्
उभौ तौ न विजानीतो
ubhau
भूतो न विजानीतो
नायं हन्ति न हन्यते
nayam
आयं
नायं हन्ति न हन्यते
हन्ति
य एनं वेत्ति हन्तारम्
य एनं वेति हन्तारम्
यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम्
yaschanya
यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम्
उभौ तौ न विजानीतो
उभौ तौ न
भूतो न
विजानीतो
विजानीतो
नायं हन्ति न हन्यते
nayam
नायं
न्यायं
हन्ति न
हन्ति न
हन्यते
हन्यते
neither he who thinks the living entity the slayer nor he who thinks it slain is in knowledge. For the self slays not, nor is slain. What does this mean?
ये तो पूरा बाउंसर गया प्रभु जी सफाई के लिए
So, someone who thinks the living entity is the slayer or the killer. Slayer means killer. So, someone who thinks that the living entity, what is a living entity?
so human
Soul.
body
Whether the soul is a killer, he is not in knowledge. And the one who thinks that the soul is being killed, he is also not in knowledge. Both are not in knowledge. They do not have the knowledge. So again, he is emphasizing on the imagination. That it is the imagination which thinks, which makes you think that someone is getting, the living entity is being killed. Living entity is never killed. It's just the body which perishes. It is already dead. Does it mean that you're allowed to kill anyone? No. No. You cannot destroy. That is not the freedom given to you. Although you can. Yes, you can, right? People do kill people. Yes, correct? But when you try to do something like this, there is something called as an inbuilt system, which is called guilt, which will tell you not to do things. And that is Paramatma. And the access to that Paramatma's voice is with the intelligence, not with the mind. Because the mind contains the emotions. It will tell you, yes, go ahead. But mind will tell you, yes, I would like to kill this person, no problem. But the intelligence in relation to the Paramatma will tell you whether it is right or wrong. And you will have that kind of inner voice that, no, this is wrong. I should not. That will stop you. So how does someone become a criminal? Question? Yes? Question आ रहा है दिमाग में? नहीं आ रहा है? क्वेश्चन भी नहीं आ रहा है. क्रिमिनल क्यों बनता है कोई? Yes. Do you want me to stop here if it is getting too deep for you guys? Are you able to? Are you understanding what's going
yes
on?
yes yes we are it's just we have to put everyone on the mute
I see. I see. Okay. Okay. All right. But You can take them off the mute if they have to,
I have.
answer something.
I only muted Abhijit actually, but everybody else is on
Okay,
the.
you can unmute and answer if you have to. Does this
Yeah.
question come to you? That how does someone become a criminal? Why does someone kill someone?
Because of desire or need something.
That is okay. That is okay. But what is the process? So if the intelligence tells you not to kill and Paramatma tells you not to kill, Paramatma instigates the intelligence and tells you this is wrong. Why do still people go ahead and kill someone?
Because emotion is overpowering the
Right, the
intention.
intention. Yes, the emotion, the mind is overpowering that, and it suppresses the intelligence and tells you, okay, go ahead and do that. And over a period of time, what happens is that the intelligence goes on becoming weaker and weaker, and you continue doing those wrong things, and someone becomes a criminal. The moment, so there are two things: there is mind, there is intelligence. Mind tells you what you like or dislike, and it has emotions. Intelligence tells you which is right or which is wrong. And what do you want to keep stronger is up to you. Whom do you feed more? Radhanath Maharaj, he explains very nicely. He calls mind, that mind which tells you all the bad things, is the bad dog. And intelligence which tells you the good things to do, yes, is the good dog. So we both have these good and bad dogs within us. But the powerful dog is the one whom we feed the most. If we feed our emotions and just our likes, then we tend to go in the wrong path. But if we feed the correct dog, the intelligence, the good one, who tells us, yes, this is right, no, this is wrong, and we do according to that, then we will go on the right path. Say, for example, drinking. You know, people have that. Okay, drinking. Like to drink. ठीक है यार एक drink में क्या जाता है? No problem. I can drink. Nothing happens with one drink. Yeah. And you sit with people. You start drinking. Yeah. Over a period of time, you say, that's okay, and I can drink some more. Nothing happened to me when I had the first drink. So that is slowly you are suppressing the the intelligence who's telling you not to do something. Over a period of time, intelligence stops saying that because it is very weak. It has no voice. The dog is almost dead. And that's where the addiction takes over. Nobody's addicted at the first go. He keeps on suppressing the voice from the Paramatma and the intelligence's decisions. Everyone, everybody feels it that this is wrong. But slowly what happens is the senses after the mind is taken over the intelligence, the senses take over the mind. So even if you are passing by a pub or a bar, automatically you will be diverted towards that. I should go and drink now. So that is the next step. You can't control your senses. The senses are pulling you, telling the mind, let's go. And you will just be pulled to go and have a drink.
Go and do drink.
So it starts from the first step wherein the intelligence does try to say what is right, what is wrong, but it is the decision you make, the free will of making a choice there, suppressing the mind, suppressing this. So it's up to you. When the intention is strong, then you will use your intelligence and go against the mind and say, no, this is wrong, and will take it over. It is very hard to come back from the senses to the mind to the intelligence. But if you are in the mode of intelligence, if you are in the mode of goodness, then it is easier to manage. Okay, so one who thinks or imagines that this soul can be slain, this will be dead, or the slain is the destroyer, killer. They both are not in knowledge. So to be in knowledge, you have to hear the right voice and understand this very clearly, that no, this body will perish, but the soul will not. Any questions on 2.19? Yes.
What is the purpose of this verse?
Verse.
Yes.
What is the purpose of this verse?
Yes.
The purpose of this verse is that if you think that the soul can be destroyed by some other soul,
Okay.
then you are not in knowledge, because the soul cannot be destroyed by the, so the other soul also cannot pervade this soul. It will
Okay.
always be separate.
So 2.15, sorry, pervades. 2.17
Yeah,
is talking about that the soul is indestructible and pervades the material body.
correct.
But here it is being further clarified in 2.19
Yes,
that soul cannot even be pervaded by not only material body but another soul.
exactly.
Okay.
So if you read the purport, it says, nor is the living entity killable because the spiritual constitution. What is killed or is supposed to be killed is the body only. So further justifies the statement that soul is indestructible from any source, matter or spirit. All right, I think it's quite a bit for today. We will do 2.20 next week, but please read 2.11 till 2.19 again. Try to understand what Krishna is trying to say to Arjun and identify soul, mind, intelligence, senses, body.
Intelligent.
Everything should be clear. You should be able to feel it, that this is my intention. Coming from where? This is the emotion. Coming from where? This is the decision of whether it is right or wrong. Coming from where? This is the coming like or dislikes, where it is coming from. These are my senses trying to tell me something. So this is called realization. You start realizing the components of your own self. Okay? So we'll end our discussion here. If you have any questions or comments, please ask.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the beautiful class.
Any
Thank you
questions
so
or
much. It's
comments,
really
Mataji?
nice. Prabhu, I think I already asked it.
Okay,
So, yes, Prabhu, I think we need to read it again. I've made the notes. So, I think we need to read it once again, Prabhu.
sure.
Then, if there is something, I'll ask in the next class, maybe.
Any questions or comments, Sushma?
Thank you.
Abhijit? Okay. Kalpesh? No. Rishi?
No, Prabhuji, very good. Like mind expanding. This one, I will
Jay?
go on work on it.
Okay.
No questions as of now. I've been
Okay.
missing classes a lot. I'll have to read back a few chapters.
Yeah. You can, Jay. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll catch up next Sunday then. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare Krishna.